Today we're looking at an unlicensed wrestling game that was released by Sega, Wrestle. Wrestle is a 1989 wrestling arcade game that was ported to the Sega Mega Drive console in 1991. It was developed and published by Sega and released in Japan, Australasia and Europe. However, there was no release in North America. This may be due to licensing issues, which we will get to in a moment. The game is a career mode of sorts. You play as an up-and-coming wrestler, Bruce Blade, in the fictional SWA, Sega Wrestling Alliance, travelling across America for the SWA title. Now, a lot of these wrestlers have very similar appearances to famous wrestlers at the time, with Sledgehammer, very similar to Bruiser Brody, Don Dambuster to Road Warrior Hawk, and the most obvious, the champion, Titan Morgan, looking very similar to Hulk Hogan. And I believe this is why it never got a release in North America due to potential licensing issues and being sued by WWF and potentially WCW. The game itself is an early attempt at 3D isometric play, and the sprites have done really well for the time, especially there's a lot of action on the sprites, and you can actually see the wrestlers fatigued after moves are done. Both wrestlers have an energy bar, and there's the tug-of-war style grapple during a hold. There is a ring out when the referee will count the player out when he counts up to 10, and when the wrestler's energy has been depleted, you can pin your opponent for the free count. The gameplay is fun, and the only issue I have really is when you whip an opponent into the ropes or the turnbuckle. The view changes and sometimes makes the action freeze, but that is the only issue I have really with the game. It ported really well from the arcade to the console, and I would love to play this in a retro arcade if I can find it and track it down at some point. All in all, it's a really fun game to play, and it doesn't really need the true licenses because of the similarities, but it doesn't rely on that as well because it is a really fun game to play, and with the career style mode you can forget about it and just play as a up and coming wrestler. And with the when you win the title, it has a nice little thing of you actually holding the title up as well, which a lot of games at the time didn't do that, which was a big win for me. So all in all, a really fun game to play, and I would highly recommend this one. Yeah, I could totally imagine if like Aldi had released a wrestling game, this would be it, with the fake wrestlers, but it's still really cool to play. I was looking at some footage of Fire Pro Wrestling, and I think it's definitely got an influence on this game for sure. A lot of the footage I've seen definitely resembles it when I was playing it. So it was definitely an enjoyable wrestling game to play. Like I said previously, it doesn't need the licensed wrestlers because they've got the similarities on. Originally, the Japanese release had artwork similar to Hulk Hogan's face on, and that got removed for the European release when it had a person who I think has the same body as Hulk Hogan, but the face is quite similar to Ricky Steamboat. But that's just my opinion. But the game is really enjoyable, and I'd recommend you give it a go if you can get hold of it. Okay, so that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and as always, if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think of it, and if you played it first time around. If there's any other non-licensed wrestling games, let me know. I'll see what I can do to get hold of them or play them and review them. But yeah, any other comments as well you want to leave, let me know. I'll be happy to hear from you, and I hope to see you in another video.